Well, folks, here I am at the thinking spot again. Just going to do my little walk around. You know, instead of dousing us all with a little political action, I think today is a great time. It's a beautiful morning. Start talking about emotional mental health. Yeah, I've got a little bit of experience in that this year, you could say. Um, kind of coming to terms with what I got to do to get it done has been a journey in and of itself, and I think that's what I want to identify and stress out to y'all. Um, let's just put this on the board. Number one, mental and emotional health issues are real and they are serious. They are an illness, and please don't discount them from people. Things like social anxiety, social phobia are very, very real. I learned that in my past relationship. Um, the power of shame, guilt, embarrassment, the things that those can lead to, if heavily doused upon a child or youth, will cause some problems later in life. That's why keeping children, teaching your children to be open and sharing their emotions, very, very important. Um, identifying the fact that you need some help is really where I want to focus today. But only because I know you women are pretty good at that. Ladies, you're phenomenal about self-awareness and emotional self. Gentlemen, not so much, huh? And I've got the key, and I want to tell you how I did it, and I hope this helps for you. Um, we as men have an image that we like to meet, that we like to portray, that we have to keep up. And a lot of those things are pride. We don't like to be embarrassed. We like to be strong. We like to be all these masculine things we want to portray. We are just as emotional as women, gentlemen. We just have not allowed ourselves to experience that. And that being said, we've cut ourselves off from treatment for a very, very long time. There's not too many men I know out there that don't need some type of mental and emotional assistance, but because we believe we're stronger than our triggering events or our changing events, we are stronger than it didn't bother us, it didn't kill us, we don't need help, and that's a lie. That's a flat out goddamn lie. What I want you to do, gentlemen, is something goes on in your life, something big, a divorce, a breakup, car accident, loss of pet, loss of family member, you lose the house, can't pay the bills. Something that's healthy. I want you to be able to step outside. I want you to be able to take down your wall, step outside of the image of the person that you think you have to be in that moment, okay? Think of what you need to. You don't have to be the strong man. You don't have to hide. Step outside. Give yourself some credit. Give yourself some love. Step outside of the image of yourself and ask yourself, how bad is this hurting me? And if it's pretty bad, there's no harm in going to a doctor. Now, if you're hearing this from your family, that you've got an issue, again, take down the wall, step outside yourself. Try to see it from their standpoint. Give yourself a little bit of love. You're allowed to do that. And if you see something that's could be, I'm not saying it is, you don't have to have the answers right then. The answers aren't going to be there right then. But if you have the ability to see what they're saying, you've been given a gift. You can actually see what needs to be fixed. A lot of men don't have an emotional mental awareness of their self. So that's what you need to do. Shame. Well, one, we don't shame ourselves. There's no embarrassment. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you need to go see a therapist, that person can't tell anybody what you tell them. And shame from other people. Shame on you for shaming somebody with a mental health journey. Now, when I say journey or mental health, it's not like I'm broken. I'm completely, let's take my case out of this. Let's look at other people. It doesn't mean you're completely shattered or broken it just means that there's something that's happened in your life that's causing an outcome that you would like to control. And who doesn't like having full control? I know most men would like that. But if you're not identifying the problem and you're not in control, you aren't the strong man. You're not the big guy if you're not fully in control of yourself or your actions because of something you refuse to deal with. And honestly, we all have something that we need to go back and look at and fix, especially now that mental health is just now getting to the forefront of science and medicine and health. We have an entire generation, maybe 2 generations, where mental health was never discussed or identified. So that's a whole lot of people. If you are my age or older, you probably have something wrong with you. And I would think that maybe you can take the wall down. Take a step outside yourself and take a look. Take a look, see, peek. Can't hurt yourself. Trust me. If your ego is so precious to you and so vulnerable and so sensitive that you can admit something might be wrong with you, that in of itself, you need therapy. So I do believe that we are at a day and age going forward where I think we'll see a healthier, better communities. I think mental health and emotional wellness is going to be at the forefront of a lot of discussions going forward. I encourage everyone out there to try therapy, find out what it is. Don't discount yourself. If for me, going through the things I've gone through for PTSD, I've learned quite a bit. And someone said, "Oh my God, PTSD! I can't believe you've gone through all that. What's it like having PTSD?" I'm like, I don't know. You might have it yourself, hon. Why don't you go ask a therapist? I'm serious. One of the biggest statistics that shocked me was when I was in Tucson during COVID, during this online PTSD class, was that 60% of cases of PTSD are not veterans coming home from war. It's right here in America, from common everyday things. PTSD is not just something for our vets coming home, y'all. It can happen from the loss of a loved one. It can happen from the loss of a pet, a divorce, a child running away, losing the house, losing your job, having to move, being homelessness, drug abuse. All of these things can stir up or brand a reaction that would classify as PTSD. Now, in conjunction to what I'm saying, especially with the people who are addicts or recovering addicts, again, just like what I'm telling the men, you have to give yourself some love and space. You've just come through this, and I know from what I know from addiction recovery, you've had to make amends to the people, part of the 12 step. You have to go back and say you're sorry, and you have to take the humble road, right? I have always thought that in of itself could be a little bit stressful anxiety. If you're not really good at that and someone doesn't accept or they reject your apology or they don't accept your journey back from drugs, that could trigger something. That actually could trigger a response to put you right back into addiction. Or you get on the other side and people don't allow you to not feel ashamed anymore about what you've done. Remember, that is that is a direct result of us not knowing about mental health, what can happen, and it can trigger an anxiety, depression, and that can put you right back into addiction. So please be aware. And to people out there, just be aware. You too. Don't be let's start being kind to each other. Let's take each other at face value. Start believing that people have emotional problems that can be fixed. Understand that we have friends out there that don't even know it, don't want to know it, and may have to find out the hard way. We have to be sensitive and supportive. And if you do find yourself out there with something, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, you want to find out a little bit about what the process is, or maybe ask, do you think I have mental disorder? Do you think I have an emotional problem? I'll tell you the truth. You can try to message me, reach me how you can. We can talk. I mean, there's a lot of bats in my belfry I've had to get out in the past year. I can identify like one of my own, like smelling a fart in a car. So if you've got something, I'll be able to tell you. And I'll tell you true and nice. So, to wrap this up on emotional and mental health, remember, we're not all made of stone strength. And, we're not big, solid creatures all the way through. We are made of flesh and bone, moisture, squishy type material. And your emotions and your brain are the same way. Your emotions can be just as squishy, and they don't have to be as solid as you think they are to move around and be happy and healthy. Take the time to put the wall down, look at yourself, be open to the idea, and if you need help, if you think you might need help, all you have to do is go to a therapist, ask a few questions, find out, and from that point on, it's your secret. Okay? I support you.